wondering what you got for me. Egyptian cotton is out to be my lady only. I'm wondering what you got for me. Egyptian cotton is out to be my lady only.
Are we on?
On.
So, Julie, what's going on? I heard there's some breaking news.
There's some breaking news. I'm just going to have to read this to you in Lorraine Pooh style.
Okay.
It's breaking news, and it's some terrible news, apparently, for some podcasters out there. Apparently, a podcaster who was once a contestant on Bravo's TV Millionaire Matchmaker has sued his former podcasting host, saying she is still using content that they created even after their partnership ended. This is breaking news. Wait, let me check the date.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Check the date.
April 2020. I guess it's not breaking news. April 2020.
2020.
It sounds so familiar. Weird.
That rings a bell, huh? Is that same person who sued that person?
Mhm.
The one that has my content still up on his podcast? The same person who made hundreds of thousands of dollars off of me and still continue to lie to me right to the end, who still is using my name on his podcast, whose numbers have tanked, okay, since I've gone. And he keeps saying he's going to keep saying more to the story about what happened between me and him. So that's what leads me to now, Julie. I think that I've been very kind. I think I've been very patient. I think I've been kind of like closing my eyes to his nonsense. I'm just not that girl, Julie. Do you think I'm that girl?
You're not that girl, Kimberly. You're
No.
not that girl. And that's Como Khan versus Rothschild, Jessica Rothschild.
Right.
I just find that very interesting that
Yes.
it's history repeating itself
Correct.
years later. He should know better.
He should know better. He knew exactly what he was doing to me, and he knows exactly now what he's doing. Okay. Now someone just DM'd me and said he's coming out. He wants, because his numbers are so bad, that he's coming out again because he has this delusional thing in his mind. The delusional thing is this, and then we're going to go back to his issues with each person he ever worked with. So the delusional thing in his mind as to why I left is because he thinks, because I was talking to James Leonard, which I was talking to James Leonard, and that Teresa and I text each
James
other.
Leonard, Kim?
James Leonard is Teresa Giudice's lawyer and basically kind of like manage her. So we were talking, he follows our podcast, he likes me, we're friendly, and he would love to get me back on with Teresa. There was a case between Louis and his ex, and that was kind of like holding these things up. And it kind of went right to the end of the season, which is no big deal. I don't ever base my life on going back to the Housewives. Although people would like to think that, that's not the case, okay? I love the Housewives. I think it's a great show. It's a great platform, but I don't base my life on it. With that said, his theory is that because he had some beef, some side beef with Teresa, that she, in turn, didn't want me to be on his show. So that's why I threw him away like a stale crust of bread and started my own show because I thought I was getting on the Housewives. Now, that is, I don't even know what to say about that. What would one thing have to do with the other? With that said, the reason, and I'm going to say it again, I've said it 150 times, but I'm going to say it again. I didn't know what Patreon meant. I thought I was doing a podcast. I thought people paid to listen to his podcast. Not that they were paying just to hear me on Saturdays. Like, I was confused. I don't know about this shit. Okay. And every time I would try to like talk to him about it, he would like tell me, oh, fluff it off. Like, what are you talking about? This and that. And so, he started out paying me $120 a week. And then my cleaning lady went up to $140. So I said, David, the least you can do, I'm watching all these shows. He had me watching 2 shows at the same time. I pay me $140, I could pay my cleaning lady. He would PayPal Lorraine would pay the cleaning lady. Okay, we have everything. Now,
that sounds a little illegal too, to me.
It's
paying
very
under the table.
Right. Okay. So with that said, he started out in a little studio apartment in New York. I think it was the Chelsea area, if I'm not mistaken, when I first met him. He was waiting online for something. Then he came to I had a show in New York, a fashion show. He came, he bought a ticket. I didn't know him from Adam. Then he saw me online. We went to see Erica Jane's book signing in Ridgewood, New Jersey. And because we ran into each other so many times, I'm like, oh, he seems like a nice guy. We became friendly. So he hooked on to me. Okay. So we'll go back and we'll talk about all the other people that he's hooked onto. So Kumasi Khan hooks on to me. Now we didn't do any podcast. He was still with the person that he was suing. He was doing the podcast with her. As a matter of fact, I met her. Okay. Then all of a sudden he starts telling me, I'm going to sue her. She's doing this. She's doing that. I want my content taking down. That's all I remember. I don't pay much attention to that stuff. I started inviting him out along with my friends. We were texting. My mother, we invited him out. He's Jewish, so they don't celebrate that. So we invited him out for Christmas. He came with me to an extravagant restaurant for Christmas dinner. Rather than him go back to New York, he came, stayed by my home. I gave him a little pink Christmas tree in his bedroom so he would feel comfortable. I became a very good friend to Kumasi Khan. Okay. So then COVID came. I lost both my businesses through COVID, Posh by Kim D. And then across the street, I had the med spa. I closed them both during COVID. He knew this. My mother was very sick, basically taking care of her. He knew all of this. So he started doing his other podcast, okay, doing okay. He was interviewing, a lot of stars and stuff. He was doing okay. So he started saying to me, when Jersey came on, you want to talk about Jersey? I'm like, I don't care. I'll talk with you about Jersey. All of a sudden, this Kumasi Khan, he moved to Connecticut, right, in another studio. Matter of fact, Lorraine drove him. And then all of a sudden,
she drove him to and from the studio?
She drove him from New York studio apartment to Connecticut studio apartment. She helped him move. Okay. Then all of a sudden, as I'm working with him, okay, he's going to, now remember, I've known him for years before this. We've all known him all of a sudden he rents a nice apartment in Sag Harbor, rents it for the summer. Extravagant lifestyle starts to come to fruition. He tells me that he put a down payment on a place at the Waldorf. He's buying bag after bag, watch after watch, all these things. Okay, that's interesting because I've known him for years. He didn't act like that. He was pretty frugal. Then obviously he upped his price. I don't know. And we're still doing it every Saturday. Then he's like, I don't like that apartment. I'm going to move to the Hamptons. He rented a townhouse, beautiful townhome, left Connecticut, went into this townhouse in the Hamptons, extravagant lifestyle. Here is where my issue starts. He starts bragging when we're doing our show about how many handbags he's buying, how he's the big shot over in Louis and Fendi. And, he's buying this and he's buying that. And he's so rich and he has so much money and how he loves money. And I'm like, wow, this is a very interesting turn of events because this is not the person I knew. So now, like if I would go out with him, he would never buy me a drink. He wouldn't buy me nothing. Okay. So my two friends, Lorraine and Emma, are saying to me, Kim, this dude's making a lot of coin on you. I'm like, what do you mean? He's got a podcast. I don't understand. They're going, he's charging to listen to you. Right. So I still didn't put two and two together, but I'm like, he told me the last raise he gave me the $20, like, in the regular world, you don't get another raise for a year.
A $20 raise.
Yeah. From 120 to 140.
Oh my gosh.
And he said at that time, when you're in the field, you don't get another raise until like another year. But it was kind of teasing, kind of not. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm in my pajamas, whatever. And then when I finally it dawned on me. I said, this kid's making a lot of money, not a lot. And then he starts fighting with everyone. He's fighting with all the bloggers, all the other podcasters, calling them lowlives, saying they're stealing content, which meanwhile, he was stealing content. Now, I didn't know. And a couple of these girls, like they realize, they go, Kim doesn't really know what's going on. So one of them, the girls from All About the Truth, Roxanne, reached out to me, and she starts telling me, and she goes, you know, we the only reason why people listen is because they figured, you know, you're getting half. I go, half of what? She goes, half of the Patreon. What's a Patreon? People
So wait,
have to.
you didn't know, you knew you were on Patreon at the time, but
I knew I was on a podcast. I didn't know what Patreon meant.
wow. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, to know Kim is to love her. I mean, it's a feat in itself that she can do this right now, like do the recording. So
Yeah.
I 1000% believe this. Wow.
Yeah. And so did the girls. So did the girls. They believed it. And they're like, you don't understand. People pay to hear you. And they were like, come on, he don't give you half. I said, no, he gives me 140 a week. And their jaws dropped. And they're like, you got to be kidding me. In the meantime, I text him and I confront him with it. And he goes, people are filling your head with lies. I go, you get all your views and stuff because of me. No, Bo Dietl got views. This one got views. You're the only person I pay. So he still made it sound like it was a broad podcast. It wasn't just, you know, he still made. So finally I go, you know what? I go, you're disrespecting me. I don't like the way you treat me. I don't like the way you talk to me. I don't feel like I'm getting compensated properly. I'm going to walk away. We could still stay friends. This is all through text. We could still stay friends, but I'm going to walk away. At that point, I had no idea I was going to do my own podcast. The girls, everyone's saying to me, Kim, people love you. They want to hear from you. You should start your own podcast. That's when I called Kevin. I said, Kevin, I need a ghostwriter from my book, because the woman that was writing my book at first got stomach cancer. She's very sick. I said, and I need someone to help me with the podcast. Because, well, I got the perfect person, Julie Lokun. So you're all looking at Julie Lokun. Okay. All right. Now I remember doing Kevin's and John Elite's podcast at the studio that's close to me. So I text him. I said, can I do if I start a podcast, can I do it there? He's like, yes. So I said, listen, I don't have the money to pay you or Julie, but I'm willing to give you a percentage if you help me, and let's do a Patreon. So this way it'll pay for the podcast. So they said, how much you want to charge? I go, I don't know. I think $10 should cover it. I don't want to charge a lot of money. And that's what I did. It had nothing to do with Teresa. It had nothing to do with James Leonard, although James Leonard listened to every word I said on the other podcasts. And then you know what happened. Our podcast blew up, and we're doing well, thank God.
And I'm just going to read, and we're going to have our very special guest. She's in the green room right now, Heather Marianna. But it's David wrote this on his podcast episodes as he was saying adios to our girl Kim D. There's been much speculation, gossip, and online chatter about Teresa Giudice and Kim D's rumored reconciliation. Today, we break our silence on what we know, clarify whether these two have actually spoken, or this is just all a fabricated internet rumor. Melissa's involvement and likelihood, I don't know, there's a typo on here. Not me.
Okay.
I was reading
Okay.
it. Kim's much desired return to
Much desired.
that she's desiring to get back on RH.
Oh.
Next, we detail how the reconciliation left Kim's tossing us aside like a stale crust of bread, her constant 24/7 disses, angry video rants, and how this serves us as our last official statement. So first of all, there's a lot of typos, and I did not write this. I'm just reading it. So, I mean, it's just an attack on your character as well.
Yes.
Are you thinking about, I mean, I'm not going to go into details, but are you going to send a cease and desist letter for him? Or?
Doug said he sent a letter.
Okay.
To him. Doug has some personal issues right now that he did not get returned back. So clearly he got it. Kumasi Kam got it. There'll be another one following. Doug said he'll get involved more next week once he recovers from his situation that he's going through now. I really don't care to discuss that. It's very personal. Yes, I'm going to this. Here's the thing. If he would have just shut his fat trap, this would have all went away and done the right thing. Like he asked his original podcast to take my stuff down and stop talking smack. Okay. I wouldn't have had to do this. I feel the need to do this, and that's why I'm putting this free up on Patreon. This will be, you guys do not have to pay for this. You have to go on my Patreon as members. Okay. Then if you like it and you like what I have to say and you like what you see, then you should join, because there'll be more of this kind of content. I did go on rants because that's what people like. They like to hear my rants. They like to hear
Like, you all
my
fired
opinion.
up.
Right. And I do go on rants. So, and they're estimating $500,000.
Wow. And the truth is, and I do have empathy towards him in terms of his childhood. And we did a little background, a little research on his childhood, and his parents' divorce was very acrimonious. You know, I mean, it went to the Supreme Court of Connecticut, actually. I looked this up on justia.com. He really had not, at least from my perspective, I would not say a happy childhood. His mother and father restraining orders against each other, as well as, this is all on record, that his mother threatened to kill the kids and burn down the house, and the father was all crazy. And again, this is all in court records. I'll put the link actually in the show notes, because I'm not making this up. This is just
no. Well, and you know what?
But I have empathy
that can
towards
be the
that.
reason. Yeah, that can be the reason why he is very narcissistic. Sometimes when you have a situation like that, because truly, when we bring Heather Marianna in, we are going to go right along every friend he's ever had. Okay. And show you what he's done to every single person he met through business, through his pods, through everything. It's not just me. Okay. It's not just me. I'm just the one that he made, I think, the most money off of, you know, because I was very naive when it came to this business. And I trusted him as a friend. Okay. I trusted him as a friend, where that was my big mistake. So anyway, why don't we bring Heather Marianna in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's bring her on. I'm excited. Here she comes. She is connecting. Is she on she's on the West Coast? Oh,
she is. She's on the West Coast.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm trying to see. Oh,
gorgeous.
maybe I should go this way.
There
I've got
you
to
go.
see where the light is.
Hi, gorgeous.
Wow,
How
so
are
beautiful. When you sent me the pictures, I was like, she looks like Kim Kardashian-ish, like just
Whoa.
yeah, really beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. Oh my God.
So-
and I'm trying to calm this dog down. He keeps
All
trying
right,
to
but
get
we
in
love
his freaking
dogs.
stroller.
We're
We love
dog friendly.
dogs.
We're a dog friendly podcast, right, Kim?
Yes, we are. Unlike the other one that didn't like my dogs.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
He's got his little Chanel sweater on.
I love it. So cute.
I know.
So
Baby,
cute.
you want to be in your stroller? Let me give you a blanket. Okay. I
There
don't
you
know
go.
why you
Stroller and blanket.
Love this.
I know. He's just like he wants to go like around, and all he wants to do is just hang out in this stroller. And I folded it down, and now he's like trying to get in it.
Okay, put him in. So Heather,
I did.
Who is Heather Marianna? Like, I want to know
yeah,
who's
I want
Heather
to know all
Marianna.
about how did Heather start? What do you do, Heather? What do you do? I know you send me a lot of goodies.
Well, I started Beauty Kitchen in 2013.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I started making skincare in my garage. And mind you, it was a nice garage. But I was making skincare in there, and I started sending it out to celebrities, you know, like those were the days of Twitter, man. You know what I mean? Like before the influencers, before like you had to pay people, and all these celebrities started posting about my stuff. And so then I just started getting invited to like the Oscars, the Emmys, the Globes, like to be like for my products. It was our number one selling product still to this day, our anti-cellulite line. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so we were just talking about, I call him Kumasi Kyam because I will not dignify his name. So
Right.
he brought me up again, and we went through that.
Wait,
already.
what happened?
Well, he's telling
We
everyone.
haven't started the podcast yet, right?
We started my end because I wanted to just tell the
okay.
story about, so we already reiterated the fact that he was bringing on his Patreon, the fact that I threw him away like a stale crust of bread because I thought I was getting back on the show. That was a blatant lie. And we discussed that. And now what we're showing is a pattern on how he latches on to people. So I would like to know, So now you are asked, how are you asked to do his podcast? I would like everyone to know how he gets people on his podcast.
Okay.
And then what takes place from there? How did he latch on to you and all the things you did for him? And what was he doing while you were doing all these nice things? Go ahead, Heather. Floor is
Okay.
on.
Okay, so he reached out to my old publicist, and he wanted me to be on his podcast because I did a Bravo show. It wasn't the greatest show. I mean, I thought I was great on it, but so it
You
was called
probably
Tour
were.
Group. I was the shit stirrer, which I love.
Well, so was I. All good.
Loved it.
Yes.
The edits of me were great. So he was trying to reach out to people, to be on his podcast. And I said, great. So I did his podcast and we actually hit it off because, he has kind of like a charm about him. He puts off airs, like he's somebody that he's not. Like he's like,
correct.
I live in Chelsea and I have this and I have this and I have, and plus, I love my gay guys, right? And he's gay and I'm like, oh, fabulous. You know what I mean?
1000%.
So after the podcast, he started texting me a lot and then it was like, hey, who do you know? And then I was like, oh, and I said, so I know it gets better. So I was going to Alexis Bellino. She's one of my best friends. I was going to her house.
I love Alexis. I want to get her on one day. I'd love to get her on, but go ahead.
She'll totally do it.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll totally do it.
Okay.
So I was going there and it was election night weekend when Biden won. So that's how long ago. So that's when it was.
Okay.
And so he's like, I want to come. And I'm just like, it was just like almost like a bullying into coming on the trip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he came.
I get it.
And then we're going out to Mastro's. We go to Alexis's, I'm staying there. He's not. And wait, did he stay there? I can't remember. He may or may not have stayed there too. And then, can't remember. Because it's been so long ago. You know how we are. We do one thing and move on to the next.
I can't remember yesterday. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then she's getting ready in the bathroom and I remember and he's just like, are you gonna invite Taylor? Are you gonna invite this person? Who are you gonna call and invite, Alexis? And Alexis
and
is getting
he's
a little
asking
frustrated.
Alexis. So clearly he was at Alexis's house at this point.
Yeah. And because Lynn Curtin was coming. She's one of my good friends. I'm seeing her today. She'll come on your pod too.
I'd love to have her.
And then she's got a lot of David stories. And so so it was just constant wanting to get the photo, who's coming. He's a very to me, I feel and this is just my opinion, I feel he latches onto people because he's a social climber. You know what I mean?
He latched onto you. He latched onto me.
Yeah. I mean, how many people did he meet through you?
Oh my God. He made $500,000 off of me. So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about the legal stuff with that too, because I have some ideas for you. But so then, that weekend goes pretty well, even though I was super annoyed, So then
now, let me ask you, let me stop you for a minute. How did Alexis feel that this stranger is there? No, it wasn't enough that he was in your company and Alexis's company. Now he's bugging her. Do you know this one? Can you get that one? Can you get that one? What did she look at you and said, who this dude?
I don't want to speak for her, but I can tell that she was pretty uncomfortable. And it was Alexis is very I'm her friend, right? So
yes.
She wants to hang out with me. If I said to Alexis, call your friend and bring her, she would take offense to that because she's my friend. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Are you not good enough? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay,
so what happens?
What happens in New York? And I'm like, hey, Kim D, call everybody. Let's call everybody. You know what I mean? That's just I want to hang out with you. I'm in New York.
1000%. So what happens at Mastro's?
So we go to Maestro's and then it's just like constant, you know, like photos and constant this and constant this. And he's just, I love the fact that, you know, let's talk about like just people in general that, you know, it's like they have this like Instagram persona, right?
Yeah.
And if you look, it's like always just these pictures of him with everyone. And it's like he doesn't realize the difference between actually being friends with someone versus like you take a photo. Like
Right.
everyone's his friend in his fucked up mind.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I
Like
agree.
I could take a photo with somebody, but that I don't, unless they're
You
in
don't know.
this, I don't know them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
If I don't have your
basically,
cell phone number, you're not my friend.
yeah. And
vice
so
versa.
he makes it seem like he knows all these people.
Yeah, for sure. So then like fast forward, I go to LA. I'm with my old assistant, Danielle. And there was somebody else there with us. I have to go back and look through the photos because it was like, who's there? Who else was there? And we go to Sir to eat because he had to go to Sir. And I'm like, the food's not that great, like whatever. But it's fine, we'll go to Sir. Yeah, because you know. And then Peter comes out to talk to me, the manager, because Peter's great.
Right.
He saved my ass during COVID and ended up bartending for me last minute at an event.
Fabulous.
Like literally saved
So you're
my
his
ass.
friend. You are Peter's friend
Yeah.
from Sir. You are real friends. Go ahead.
Yes. And so he's like, and then Peter walks away and he's like, I need a picture. Can you go grab him? And I'm like, I'm not grabbing someone for a photo. Also, to backtrack, after I got off of his podcast, it was constant. Did you call this person? Did you call this person? And I was like, David, I don't, excuse my language.
You're not his
book,
right. You're not his booking agent.
I don't work for you. You know what I mean? Like I'm running multi-million-dollar skincare businesses. Like I don't have time to be calling people for you.
So let's reiterate this for a second. He gets someone, he pays a booker to get you on his show. Now, not only do you do a show, now he latches on and he says, can you get me this one? Can you get me that one? Can I come with you to LA? Can I come with you there?
It got so bad to where he was looking through the people that followed me.
I can't stand it.
He was like, this person follows you. How do you know them? And I'm like, a lot of Bravo people and celebrities follow me. I have a lot of celebrity friends. I don't have to post every time I go to freaking LA and go to lunch or go to dinner at Craig's. I'll be posting that I'm at a dinner and there'll be an A-list celebrity right here and I'm not posting her or him because that's how I keep my freaking relationships.
Exactly.
And guess what? When I actually need something or I need them to post something, they'll do it. Because I'm not, oh my God, let me get a picture.
Absolutely. So he
I
can
didn't
show.
even Alexis was just in town last weekend and I got not one picture with her because we were just out.
Exactly.
It's like, you're enjoying your time with your people, you know?
Right. So now was that the same time that, when did he come to Vegas?
He came to Vegas.
And how did he come to Vegas? Why? Was there an invite? What made him come to Vegas? Did he invite himself?
He was doing something in Vegas, or so he said. And I got his room comped and everything for him. And then, he didn't pay for anything. LA, I have to get back to LA.
Yeah, I'll get LA. But I just want to say really quickly, when they were checking out, Julie, he took all the soaps, all the stuff.
He took everything.
Everything. Took everything.
I want to ask Heather.
The robe, everything.
The robe. Go ahead, Julie. Ask some questions.
Well, just first of all, when you got pitched to be on his podcast originally, because I've seen this on the internet and it was confusing to me. I feel like he poses the podcast as being a Bravo branded podcast. Did he do that?
Well, it was more like he was posting it like he only interviews celebrities, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, that's great. I can promote my stuff, you know, like I hadn't really done a lot of podcasts, you know. I'm always open to promotion, like who isn't, you know, but he does promote it that way. Yeah, for sure. But that's not how my publicist promoted it to me, even though like we did mention Bravo, which I think was very important to him. And I was like, listen, I was on one show I was on one series. It was a travel show, and I always joke around that it was like the worst Bravo show
So
ever
funny.
created.
So funny.
Like I'm
So-
not like one of those girls that's like, I was on Bravo because I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
you probably haven't even heard of my show. Like,
Can't
I don't know what's
stand
worse,
that.
my show or après ski. You know what I mean?
That's funny. Do you think, well, I'm thinking this. I'm thinking he saw all the people that follow you. And he
Oh, I
said
think
that,
that's why he came after me. And plus, like, I know
well,
so many
yeah,
people, and
of course. Not to,
I'm a
listen,
networker. That's what
Of
I do
course.
for my freaking coaching business. I network my clients. I just got one of my
Right.
clients the whole Alexis Bellino skincare deal. That was me.
Beautiful.
The other deal
Beautiful.
I got her was Elizabeth and Jordan freaking Woods. Are you kidding
Love
me? Like I
love it.
that's what I do.
Yes. So he knew, listen, you're larger than life. You're a great girl. You have a great personality. You're beautiful, but there's always another intention. So he knew once he had you on, now let me say if I could stick my claws into her. Let me see who she can introduce me to. That same thing with me.
Mhm.
Same thing with me. Okay. So continue LA.
Okay, so we go from
This is a story
Sir.
we're hearing over and over, Kim, seriously, from Dana Wilkie, like.
Yep.
now
Oh
Heather-
my God, Dana was in Miami with us.
Oh, really?
Oh,
There you
I
go.
was in Miami with, Dana was
Okay.
in Miami with us. David and I got in a huge fight in Miami.
All right.
Because he followed me everywhere. So then, yeah, that's so funny. I forgot. I was staying at the Versace mansion. Guess who stayed in my room for free there? David. Didn't pay one dime.
I can't.
Wow.
Okay. Let's go back to
Mhm.
LA.
I've
I'm
got all the
loving it.
videos, everything to prove it,
I
baby.
love you, Heather. I love you. Go
I have
ahead.
all the receipts. So LA, so we go from
Mastros
Sir.
and Sir.
Yeah, no. So we go to Sir. Masters was Orange County.
Right.
So we go to
Sir.
in LA where Sir. We get in an argument at Sir, and I'm like, listen, you need to stop being like a freaking clout chaser. Like all you want to do is take photos with people, and I'm just trying to eat my meal and have a good time. Like I don't care about the fact that somebody just walked by,
Walked
and because I
past.
know them, you expect me to go over there and say, hey, can you take a picture with my friend? The only time that I would ever fucking do that is if it's my friend's kid. You know,
Right.
and I've done it
Right.
before
I
for my
get
friends' kids.
I get
You
it.
know what I
Yes.
mean? Because they love that shit when they go back to high school and they
Of
think they're cool. And
course.
I'm happy to help them with that. But like, you're a grown ass adult.
Ass man.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Go and get your selfie yourself, So we get in this
Yeah.
argument at Sir. Then we go over, this is where the story gets good. So then we go over, this is the last time I ever spoke to him. So then we go over to
Pump.
what's it called? Tom.
Tom.
We walk in, we're having drinks. My ex-boyfriend actually was supposed to be on the Vanderpump show. He was bartending there. And he, which is so funny because this is why like he's still not making it as an actor. He's like, I don't want to do reality. I'm like, you're so hot. Like, take the job.
Do it, baby.
But whatever. He's still a loser in LA. So anyway, we went there and he was making us all these like great drinks and like, it was so great. And then you remember the guy, Kevin Lee, the she guy that he's like the designer that does all the parties.
The decorator. Yes.
So I've known Kevin. I've known Kevin for a long time. So I had this gorgeous dress on and it was like long sleeved and like velvet and it was like this custom dress and it was like purple, but it had like iridescent $100 bills all over it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the best dress. I know. I need to wear it one more time. And so he comes up to me. He's like, Heather, how are you? Oh my God, I love your dress. All of a sudden, David, I got to get a picture. Lisa and Ken walk in. Lisa says hi to me. Ken says hello. I was just at the Vanderpump Dogs Gala, like hanging out with Lisa and Ken and Todd and Pandora at the after party, this year. It's on my freaking Instagram. Like, I'm not a liar about what I do. I'm like, I'm not asking them about a picture. I go over it. So then he starts talking to this guy. He leaves to go to this guy's house. So then I'm texting him, like, where are you? Like, what the freak? He's like, come over. This guy's house is bomb, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? So I get a car service because I have a service that I use, like not Uber. Like I have like when I am in LA, I use this company called Rock and Roll. They're great. And you just book them for the whole time. Okay.
Okay.
Great company. Yeah. And so my driver comes at the big black SUV, you know, the whole thing. We get in, we go down. He gives us the address. It is literally the crack den of downtown LA.
Oh my God.
Literally the crack den. So we pull up and the driver goes, oh, no. I'm waiting right here. You guys shouldn't even walk into that building. So I go, I'm pissed at this point, and I'm hot-headed. I'm part Egyptian and Sicilian, so like you don't want to mess with me.
Wow, that's why you're so exotic. You're beautiful.
Egyptian, Sicilian, and French. So,
oh my Lord.
So I'm like, I got an attitude. So I was like, get your asses out of the car. We're going up here. We're walking through literally this building, and it's like it looked like I was in like jail, like cinder block, like white concrete painted. Like we're going up, like there's no carpet in the hallway, you know. And so we walk into this dude's house, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then they were clearly, there was something going on, and I'm not going to insinuate things,
right?
But there was something going on.
I got
why else would you go to downtown LA?
Right.
You're either going there for a couple things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so whatever you guys think those couple things are, don't put words in my mouth. But
well, there's probably, I would think were a couple of things. They were doing a couple things. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm like screaming at him, and I'm like, get your ass in the fucking car right now. Like, we're leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like talking shit to me. I get in his face. I had this super long $500 brand new, like down to my like below my knee custom hair ponytail in. He pulls it out of my head. But wait, there's more. I have to take a drink for this. You want to know what I did?
You better take a drink. Oh my, he pulled your ponytail out.
I had to throw it away. I mean, it was on a crackhead's floor. I'm not washing that back of my hair.
Oh my God. This is worse than I even thought.
So I went like this to him. I pulled his glasses off and I broke him in half.
Good.
And I said, fuck you. The next day he's texting me, I can't see anything. I'm at the airport. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Like he was trying to like make up with me.
Make it like
and
it was fine.
Like, yeah, like sweep it under the rug. Like, okay. And I'm like, I understand that like there are some times where things get heated, right? But it was a constant thing. And I was just like, I don't need this, anymore.
Nope.
But yeah, so I broke his glasses, which I think is hilarious.
He couldn't see. I
stand by that. Yeah, like I.
So is that? So that's the last.
Two places you'll never find us: a crackhead's apartment and not being able to see at the airport.
Definitely not. So that's the last you. So basically, he used you for a free room in Vegas. He used you for a trip to California.
County,
what about
Miami.
Florida? What about Florida?
Miami Versace Mansion.
Did he stay with you in Miami again?
Yeah. He stayed with me at the Versace Mansion.
Did he invite himself?
Yeah, he did. And
yes.
I was
he insinuates himself.
Yeah.
So you want to know something?
It was great to connect with Dana. I love Dana. I text with her
Dana's
a lot.
A great girl.
Every time I text her, she responds and like she's happy to post my stuff for free. Like she's the sweetest. You know what I mean?
So, Julie, you got questions for Heather?
I want to know, just a smart woman. Kim's obviously a smart woman. Heather's a smart woman. How does this happen to us women? Just like people, not just como se come, but just all these people that insinuate themselves into our lives. I mean, because the story is repeated and repeated over and over.
Well, I think that he purposely, and people in general, I'm going to say, that do this kind of stuff, I think they purposely prey on people that are like happy in their life and and they're like doing well. Like, listen, I got a
Yes.
good fucking life. I flew here today on the Vanderpump fucking Dogs plane. Okay, my life doesn't
Can't
suck.
stand
You know what I mean?
can't. My life
Awesome.
doesn't suck.
You
I
know,
love it.
you know what I mean? And I love, and you know, I'm happy. And Kim, ever since I've known you and first spoke with you, you've always been the kindest, and
Thank
you've
you.
connected
Thank
me
you,
with
Heather.
things.
Yeah.
Even
And
before,
I love
like
I love our
even
friendship.
like before you really knew me, like you
Yeah.
connected me with stuff. That's just the way we are, right?
Mhm,
And I think
mhm.
people that are like, I want to social climb, like let me find this person.
Yes,
Like,
that's
I
why
have a
he
good
sought you
girl.
out. He sought
Yeah,
both
like
of
I
us
have a
out.
good girlfriend who's really good friends with someone who I'm not going to name her because I don't want to get sued, but she's the ultimate social climber. You know what I mean? And
Right.
everybody knows. I'll text you who I'm talking about, but I mean, it's like, yeah, she is legit the ultimate social climber, and she's like, I can't stand her. I remember her 10 years ago, but she's like all the way up here now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that doesn't last. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
you can't
no.
just like keep infiltrating other, because at
Nope.
some point someone like you is going to come along, and
That's
you're going
right.
to talk to the Danas, and you're going to talk to
Yep,
the Heathers,
that's
and
what
you're going to talk to the yeah.
That's what happened.
Building a
you
house
say
upon
you-
sand.
Okay, by
Yeah.
the way, when I met Dana, she did bring the $25,000 sunglasses for me to see, and they were amazing.
I
Wow.
can imagine. That's great. That is great. So when we started, Heather, you said that you had some advice for me. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so okay, about the Patreon. Okay, like legally, are you going to subpoena his Patreon records? Because you know you
I
can
might.
do that, right?
I know. I might.
No, you
Even-
have to. There's no
Okay,
money.
but let me ask you. Did I didn't sign anything with him? No releases, nothing. So
Yeah,
explain.
but you know what? You can sue him for malicious intent.
It was
Because
malicious intent.
Because let me tell you something. I took a company public this year,
Okay.
and I got fucked on that deal. I got 15 million. So some people are like, oh, 15 million, you're so fucked. But the company was valued at like 180. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So-
you should get what you deserve.
But they used my likeness, they used my connections, they used all my shit to build this public company. And I didn't have a lot of my shit in order, and neither did you. And I'm fucking still, I mean, I'm gonna get more. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's malicious intent.
Intent. It
I
was
knew
malicious.
that
And he
I was
lied.
intent to use you to make money.
That's exactly
when
what he did.
And I'm not going to settle for the 15 million. I'm just not. I'm sorry. I got lots more Balmain to buy. You know
There
what I
you
mean?
go,
Like, I
baby.
don't have the time for this.
No. So maybe listen, I'm going to look into all of this. Right now, my attorney had very personal something happened to him, the one that I'd like to use, but there are other attorneys that I'm sure would jump all over this, would jump all
Well,
over
I'm
this.
sure they would. I'm sure they would. I mean, you
Yeah.
have such a big reach too. I mean, you could probably get somebody to do it for you in
Yeah.
general. I mean, you know
Yeah.
so many people, but like I think you need to subpoena the Patreon records. I think
Okay.
you need to. What the attorney's going to have to do is the attorney is going to have to go straight to Patreon. Not
Okay.
to
Yes.
They go
Yes.
straight to Patreon. They say there's a lawsuit been filed against this account.
Okay.
And for malicious intent, potential theft. So we need to
Wow.
see these records. And you go to Patreon. You don't go to David.
No, of course
because
not.
Patreon's
Of course
where
not.
the money came in. That's
Right,
going to show
right.
you all the bank transfers. That's going to show you every single person, down to the name, down to the number
Love
of
it.
views on your stuff. And then you're going to have that stuff. Then you're going to file in federal court.
Gotcha. I got you. I hear you. So,
And you know what's
so-
you know what's so funny is David said that he was a lawyer. Like, wouldn't he know better than this?
well, he did it. He did it. First of all, Julie just went over. He sued his original podcast friend for the same thing. Well, she didn't take money from, but she kept his content up. He still has my content up. He still
wait,
has
he
it all.
still has it up?
Yeah, it's all up.
Oh yeah, that's
Rothschild.
a cease and desist order right now. I mean, that's
Yeah.
$500 cease and desist.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Well,
can just
I
pay
know.
some.
Yep. No, listen.
Is he still going off on you?
Yes.
Like recently?
Yes. He just said that he's going to say it again. What took place between me and him, that I left him because I thought I was getting back on the show, and I thought I was going to be
You've
back
never
friends
once told me you were ever going to be back
Ever.
on that show.
ever.
The only
That
thing
has
we
nothing-
ever talked about was like Danielle Staub and how everybody
Yeah.
needs to make up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also,
Which I help
James,
facilitate.
yeah, listen, and Teresa and I did follow each other, and James Leonard, her attorney, does talk to me. And there were talks about me coming back, not to the show for good, for like a guest appearance. What do you think? I'm
Yeah.
going to base my whole life and a podcast on a guest appearance? I mean,
I mean, I think you're a little smarter than that.
I think, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I've
yeah,
known about Posh Clothing for a very long time, since the inception
yes,
of the show. So I think
exactly.
you're
So,
good.
yeah, I don't beg to be on anything. It's a lovely platform because I am writing my book. It would have been nice, but it's no big deal. I'm going to still sell my book. It's still going to come out. I'm still going to do my
Yeah.
Patreon. Had nothing to do with it, but he had to
You've
make
never
an
once said that to me ever, and we've
never
had
once,
many
Heather. Never
conversations.
once. No. So lies, lies, and more lies. And when I confronted him, he's like, people are filling your head with lies. So he still would not own up to the
Wait,
fact that
what did you say when you confronted him?
I have it in text. I said, you're
Okay.
basically making it. I'm the one who's getting all the
Because you
views.
didn't know about Patreon.
No idea. I didn't know what Patreon meant. I thought it was just a regular podcast. I didn't know
You thought it was like YouTube or something.
Yeah, I knew people had to pay, but I didn't think they were paying $14 to $12 a month just to listen to me. It was just to listen to me
Right.
every Saturday.
Well, I
didn't know that.
can tell you 5 people that I know that
Yeah.
paid for that.
There you go. And so he made for I don't know how many years, $12 a person a month. And he had over 1,000 people that were listening, especially at our high point. And then he got it up to 14. And he was getting 22, 32, 33, 72,000 hits on YouTube, on my YouTubes.
Did
Yes.
he ever tell you, Kim, how many patrons he had?
Nope. Never mentioned Patreon
Well,
to me.
Well, then not only are you going to subpoena the records for Patreon, you're going to subpoena them for YouTube as well. You're going to go
Yes.
straight to YouTube because he's obviously monetizing YouTube. Any platform that he's monetizing on that your stuff is on,
Yeah.
including Instagram, I mean, I would have your lawyer hit
Everything.
them all, because they'll
Well-
deactivate all his pages pending investigation, by the way.
There you go. There you go. Imagine this.
Yeah.
But like I said, here's now me again, that I knew I could do all this, and I have lawyers that work for me. I was still willing to just say, you know what? Who needs this in my life? I'm moving on. But don't fuck with me. Bottom line. Don't.
That's where I'm
I
at
am
with my thing.
I'm a nice person. Do not think that I'm going to keep letting you come at me. You're a nobody. You're a weasel. Nobody has respect for you. You know nobody. I'm sick of it. Now
You sound
I'm
just
coming
like
for you.
what I said to the guy that was the
There
CEO
you
of the
go.
company that I
Now
built,
I'm
the
coming
public
for
company.
you.
I said, you weren't shit without me. You think
That's
I'm going
right.
to settle for 15 million?
Nope.
You
Nope.
can suck my dick.
There you go.
I'm coming
There
at
you go.
because
Yep.
you have built your likeliness and your
Yes.
persona and your fan base over since Jersey started. So look at all those
Exactly.
years. Okay, so for somebody to come, same with me in the beauty industry, and same with me with my connections, and same with me, like I can get on the
Yep.
phone right now with I mean, I've got everybody in this phone.
I'm
That's
sure
why
you
I haven't
do.
changed it. And it's like, so the fact that you think that you're just gonna pay me, let's do the math here.
Yeah.
You know, $1 million per year. I've been networking my ass off.
Yeah.
The math ain't mathing. You know,
Wait, the math
like
ain't
for some of
nothing.
this.
I was getting 140 a week to pay my cleaning lady.
Wait, that's what he was. I didn't. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did that even come about? Was that like,
Because-
do you think that was something that he felt guilty that he was making money and he
No.
said, let me pay your cleaning lady?
No.
Or?
I asked him, I said, you got me watching all these shows. Cause at first, like he would ask me, could you just come on, like as a friend? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it to this side. Then all of a sudden he goes, well, could you come on again? Like he maneuvered. You know how he maneuvers? He
Mhm.
maneuvers. And then finally I'm like, you know what, David, you got me watching. The least you could do, this is me, is pay my cleaning lady. He goes, okay. And at first she was 120 and then she went up to 140. So that's why he paid me the 140 to pay my cleaning lady. Fucking believe
Oh,
this?
fuck that. I wish I had a $140 a week cleaning lady.
Right. Well, I do. I have a nice, I help her get her green card. So, she does it for
Oh
140.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
In Vegas, it's
So-
so hard to find people right now.
It's so funny. But
Oh.
anyway, so that's
I had
that's
to
what
order
happened.
something to clean I had to Google how to clean my toilet.
I'm
and I
not
had
a
to
good
get
liar
those
either.
things.
OMG.
Yeah. Get that
So
blue, get the blue
and
stuff
it's on
that
a
goes in.
stick.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
no, it's on a stick, and you go like that. So I have that,
I
but I'm
can't
like,
stand you.
I haven't had
So,
anybody there in a week.
Julie, Heather said to me, come to Vegas. I'll get you a room again.
Yes.
Like she's that girl.
You guys,
Heather,
I can totally get you guys comps.
I
have
know. You're
I have
so
never
cute.
been to
And you're so
Vegas, by
sweet.
the way. That's what a big loser I am. I've never been to Vegas. I mean,
Oh my God, it's my favorite place.
I know, it's retarded, ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's so
That's
fun.
okay. That's
So
okay.
wherever
We
you
can
guys
edit
get
that, too.
comped, I'll get myself comped too, because
There you go.
it's
We'll all
like
stay
we'll
at
have
the
to
same
stay.
place.
Yeah.
What's your favorite there now? What's your favorite one there?
Honestly, I'm a hotel snob, but what I really, really like is I love the Virgin Hotel because like the restaurants in there are so great. Okay.
Okay.
It's kind of off the strip, right?
All right.
And I always go to Capitol Grill. I'm a wine locker holder there.
I
I've
love
been a
Capitol
wine locker
Grill.
holder at 4 wine
Yeah.
Capitol Grills. I have 4 wine lockers in 4 different
Good
cities.
girl.
They treat me like a queen. Always eat dinner there. I like the Wynn, but I don't
I like the Wynn too. Believe it or not,
and
you
I
want to
also-
laugh? I like Caesars.
What?
Don't laugh. I like it because it's got the
Yeah.
mall. It's got Rayo's. I like
Mall.
it.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
the mall.
well, yeah, but
Got the
I
mall.
really like my number one place to stay if people just want to like come and have fun and do dinners and not be like, I can't stand because of I'm so like on it all the time in my business. Like when I walk downstairs, it's like,
Yep.
I love the Mandarin Oriental.
Oh.
It's right on the strip
Beautiful.
or the Four Seasons, and there's no
Beautiful.
gambling there.
Wow.
The Four
Beautiful.
Seasons is like my place that I go every other Sunday for breakfast. My
Love
dog
it.
loves the breakfast. Like we go there,
Love
it's,
it.
and there's
Love
no
it. I'm not. I don't
no
gamble.
ching-ching-ching.
I don't gamble. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
I don't gamble.
neither. I'm
You did
Jewish,
gamble
so
once.
we don't gamble. We don't waste
We
our
don't
money.
gamble. No. I want my Balmain jackets and my Chanel bags. I don't want to throw my money away at a casino. Screw
Yeah,
that.
I mean, if some of my friends come in, I'll maybe like put $20 in or $100
Yeah,
in.
it's
But
something to do. I used to gamble when
Yeah.
it was with Michael because it was his money and gamble with other people's
Yeah.
money. But so anyway,
I've gambled plenty of other men's money. Trust
other
me.
people's money, but not mine. I will never gamble my money. So
Yeah.
what I want to get at here, okay, is we're 3, I feel, smart women. Julie has a
What was
phenomenal
I need
business.
to watch the thing that Dana did with you. I
Yeah,
need
we
to,
did
like,
2
what was
lives.
well,
We did
so
2
she
lives.
got screwed too, huh?
Yeah, he lied to her. She wanted me to do YouTube lives with her, and you get paid. She was gonna, you get paid, you get tips, you get all that.
Yeah, of course.
So he said, no, Kim doesn't want to take your call. Don't call her.
Wait,
Just,
he
she don't
said
want
that to her?
he told her, Kim don't want to take your call. Don't bother her. She don't want to take your call. She's not doing it. She don't want to do it.
Shut the front door.
Yep. Don't bother her. She don't want to do it. So yeah, and then I reached out to Dana, and Dana goes,
And
well,
she
I thought
probably didn't want to reach out to you directly because she thought you guys were so tight and
Yeah.
she didn't want to
So
fuck
she
up
didn't wanna-
your relation.
she didn't want to overstep
I mean-
her bounds.
Well, yeah, and I mean, she probably was
Yeah.
like, listen, I have a good thing going with Kim. I don't want to overstep and have her
Yep.
not be my friend or whatever. Yeah.
There you go. Don't bother Kim.
Oh,
She don't want to hear
talk
from
about
you.
master manipulating.
I'm a
Oh, yeah.
master.
Yep.
He really
Yep.
was. And what does it
Mhm.
feel like to break free from those ties? I mean, these are all lessons we're learning in our lives, but I know
1000%.
So in anticipation of being on this podcast today, I had my friend, because David's blocked on everything. I had my friend Charlie look at his story to see if he was at BravoCon, and I guess he's in Miami.
Mhm. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause
Really
I was
trying
like,
to
I
associate
wonder
yourself.
if I wonder if he's going to be at BravoCon, which I'm so excited that I'm in Orange County today because I'm doing an event tomorrow, but I'm like, oh my God, I skipped the whole BravoCon shit because my phone has been blowing up with every housewife and every PR
Yeah.
person that I know. And
Everyone
I'm
says,
like,
oh, yeah, everyone
I'm
says, oh,
not
you
gonna-
should
I don't have to
go.
run this-
No,
I don't have
that's
to
not
run
my
the
cup of tea.
script.
No, that's
Oh.
not my cup of tea. That's not my cup of
Oh
tea.
my God.
I
I
don't.
went out with Alexis one night last weekend, and then the next night she had this big club appearance, and it was at midnight, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I'm old
No.
lady now.
Me too. Me too.
You
I
know?
can't do it either. I can't do it either.
Yeah.
That's not my
Yeah.
thing. I don't like being around crowds either, so yeah. But listen, we got taken. We both I got taken, more for the money. You
Well,
got
I
taken
mean,
for
you
your
have to get on
connections.
this like ASAP though. Like
I
you
know.
need to before, I don't know, like statute of limitations. I don't know like what it is. Like
Mhm.
when did he start talking about this? What was the first text that you sent him of,
Right.
hey, I'm not getting paid? Like you
Yep.
need to like have somebody do a subpoena, which is not going to cost you that much. You have lawyers anyways. Like subpoena the records from Instagram, YouTube, everything. Put it down. And then also have them put in that subpoena that it's going to be pending a lawsuit investigation, and that your lawyer would request that their pages get shut down immediately
Wow.
pending investigation,
Okay.
because it'll happen.
Yeah, I believe you. I know.
I mean,
It's really,
I run
it's really
multi-million-dollar businesses. You don't think I haven't been sued before? I just beat a case.
right.
I wrote
Right.
this shitty comment about somebody, and they were like, "Oh, here, I'm going to sue you for defamation." I'm like,
Good.
"It is my God-given right to say whatever I want to say." And here I
First
go again,
Amendment,
motherfucker.
honey. First Amendment.
It's all our
I vote that
it's
all
all
the
our
time.
opinion. It's all our
It's our
opinion.
opinion. First
Yeah,
Amendment, motherfucker.
it
First
is.
Amendment. Yeah, I still live in the United
Yeah.
States, and we still have freedom of
And that's
speech.
exactly what the judge said. So
Yep. So anyway, I love you. I want you to go have a great time where you are, and I'm going to take you up on a Vegas trip, probably May,
yeah, I would
something
love
like
that.
that.
Well, your
Yeah,
birthday.
Let's do
yeah,
it.
my
Oh,
book-
on your book
yeah.
tour, Kim. On your book tour.
Yeah,
We'll go
book
to
tour.
Vegas.
Well, that's when I'm going to ask Heather to help me out because she's got connections. When the book drops on April 22nd, maybe Heather can
Well,
hook
I
us up with a
have
couple of.
a great PR guy, my friend
Yeah,
Spencer.
good.
He will hook up your whole book tour,
Love
Vegas,
it.
LA, everything.
There you
He's
go.
great.
There you go. Yep, there you go.
Yeah,
So
I got
that's
you.
when.
He works with a lot of the housewives. He's in
Okay.
BravoCon right now. He's an amazing guy, a dear friend for many years.
Beautiful. So when the time comes, we're
that.
pushing for my birthday's April 20th. We're pushing for the 22nd for it to actually drop. So yeah. So in the meantime, Julie and I are working really hard on
Well, let's
finishing
get
it.
it on the books that you're coming
Yes.
so that I
Yep.
can start like I'll hook you up with Spencer about the book
Yeah.
and we'll just start getting things in motion because
Maybe we could do one in
listen,
Vegas.
90
we could come-
days isn't, and you also need to think about coming to my Oscars event that I'm co-producing, my
I
gifting
know.
lounge, March
I
7th. I would love for you
I
to
know.
come.
We'll see.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
We've
not
got
a
a
big
lot of great
traveler.
brands.
We'll see. Listen,
Yeah.
Heather, you don't think I would love to be there? I deal with the anxiety. Listen, I'm very, very open about that. Very hard for me to leave my animals. But this is not something that I take lightly. I would love to come.
How
but I
many
have to
jobs
pick-
do you have?
I have 7.
Oh yeah, you can't travel with 7 dogs.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
No, I could tell.
we
Yeah,
need to
but
get you Amanda, put you on a private plane with the 7
There
dogs.
you go, baby. There you go. But we'll cross each bridge as we get there. But I definitely
Yeah.
would love to come maybe in May to Vegas in May with Julie and do one book signing there, but the rest of the time have a great time. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I mean? We'll
I'll hook you up.
come
With,
out
yeah, I'll
there.
hook you up with my guy.
Yeah, I would love that. But you are a sweetheart. You're beautiful. I consider
Thank
you
you.
a friend. I consider you a friend.
Thank you.
Julie's going to be obsessed with you now because you're just like, you're like us. So we will continue this. And I thank you for being real and telling the truth about your experience because, I'm just so freaking sick of him just getting away with talking shit about me. It's just, and I was only good to him.
Yeah, same. I mean, he got a lot of
Yep.
rooms and trips and stuff. I mean, it's not like I was
That's
paying for his
amazing.
airfare, but I mean, he got to stay at the
That's-
Versace mansion. And we
that's
both know that that's
amazing.
not easy.
No,
I've been
no.
staying there since 2019. Or no,
Yeah.
2012.
He's
No.
just really,
No, the first time I stayed there was 1999.
get out of here. Oh my
Yes.
God.
The owner who also owns the Satai, I'm close with.
Right.
all
I
the
love
staff.
Satai. I love the Satai.
Oh yeah, all
Love that
those
place.
people. I'm on a freaking group chat with the Versace mansion people. Like
Love
I'm
it.
like, hey, I want
And
to come.
he got to stay there.
Donatello. He got to
See,
stay in
Julie-
Donatello's room with me.
Yeah, listen, he
Donatello's
got,
room.
right. He got to stay there and then he pulls your ponytail out while he's in a
Yeah.
crack den. I mean, you can't write
Yeah.
this shit. You just, so anyway, that's your boy. Anybody who's on his way, that's your boy. So Love you, Heather. It's been a pleasure.
Rock
And we'll keep in
and
touch.
delete.
We'll keep in touch. We'll
Yeah.
keep it. Exactly. We'll keep in touch. And I thank you for doing this with me. And listen, we'll be calling and touching base
I
all the
mean,
time.
listen, if people can come forward to you and like maybe other, people who,
Yeah.
then it's worth it,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
people need to know and also like be aware, I mean,
Be
especially
aware.
like with the turn of events. And I feel like people since COVID have been a little more nasty and a little more selfish.
Right.
We have to like
right.
take care of ourselves, not only spiritually, but like honestly, like really guard our energy.
I agree.
And I feel
Yeah.
like, if people are like, oh my God, like I'm chatting with him, you know what I mean? Or I'm doing this,
Yes.
like maybe they'll guard their energy a little more.
Guard your
because
energy.
Energy is everything. I mean,
Oh, I agree.
I tell
I
my
agree.
friends that when they're dating, I'm like, don't sleep with everybody. You're taking in all that nasty
No.
energy. You know
I
what I
agree.
mean? Like,
Ugh.
why are
Molly
you
says that
like,
too.
don't even kiss people. Like, just
I
wait
know.
until, you know what I mean? Like,
You're right.
energy,
You're right.
it lowers your vibration. Like, if you're up here and then you're like with someone that's here, you're going to be a here. I'd rather be a
I
here,
agree.
you know?
Can't agree with you more, Heather. Can't agree with you more. Like that lavender
Yeah.
candle every single day. It's burning downstairs.
Yep.
So we're all on the same wavelength when it comes to that. So what are you doing there now? Are you just going there to have fun? What are you doing?
I am here for a women's event, and then I have to
Okay.
meet up with some clients for beauty brand
Okay.
coaching. I have a couple
Okay.
girls and I'm helping them start their beauty empire, and I'm
Love
so
it.
excited. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that on Sunday, and today I'm gonna take some photos of me and Baron in our matching pajamas right now, and then I'm
Fabulous.
going to put some
I
sweatpants
love
on
it.
and wait for my girlfriend Barbie to show up.
You got it. I have a Barbie staying with me. I have a Barbie too. So, all right, my love, you go have a wonderful time. Julie and I
Thank
will
you.
be in Vegas in May, and we will be doing one of our first book signings. And you're going to hook us up, and we're going to all have a good time.
All right,
And I'm
gonna
not
send
stealing the soaps. Not stealing the soaps.
Oh
I won't steal the
my God. I even had them put like tequila in the room because he wanted tequila and he like bitched about what kind of tequila it was.
I can't.
I was like,
Sounds
was
like
like,
a
I
part two.
can't.
Sounds like a part two.
Yeah, that's part 2. Yeah, we'll do a
I
part
have
2.
to, you know what I
All
need
right.
to do is go through all my videos and my phone roll and be like,
Yes.
I remember that. I remember that. And like, make
Yep.
my notes.
Absolutely.
We love
absolutely.
you, Heather, Marianna. You're amazing.
You really
Well,
are.
thank
She really
you.
is a good.
Thank
Grateful.
you.
And I understand how he infiltrated into her life like he did mine. I get it because she is a sweet, giving, loving, generous girl.
Trustworthy. Trustworthy.
And trustworthy. Yep, there you go. And just wants good things for people. So I get it.
Absolutely.
I
I
get it,
mean,
even-
that's what I do for a living. I make people freaking money, and I make
love it.
myself like. If I'm not happy if my clients aren't pulling in
Of
the
course
sales.
not.
Like I'm
Of
like,
course not.
let's go. What are we doing different? Like I care
Yep.
about people. Like he should
Yep.
have. You know what? The thing about it is, and I'll say this real quick, is if he was fucking making money off you, right? He is so like he's such a asshole, scammer, con artist, whatever you want to call that. He's already on to the next. Because listen, if I was working with you, right, and we made 500 grand in a short time or a time on Patreon, I would say you get 250, I get 250. Let's keep this going. Let's bring other people in.
1000%.
Let's give 20% to this person. Let's give them 50% of their pod. We each take 25. You know what I mean? And
I
all
agree
that
with
shit.
you.
That's what I do. You know how many celebrity collaboration projects I do
Love
all
it.
the time? I put all the money up front. I give them 50% of the profit.
Yeah.
You know, they get a link, an email every time something sells. Like, there's room for everybody. Like,
there's
why
room
would, like,
for
that's
everyone.
short. That's what I call short money thinking, and I'm a long money thinker. Like, I want to have the relationship. Like, how can we work together in the future?
I agree.
You want to do one product now? Maybe you have a friend that wants to do a product. I'll give you 10% of her business too. I also am really big into acquisitions right now. You know what I mean? I'm acquiring small businesses, small beauty companies that need help, you know, but everybody has room to make money. Like he just wanted to take all that for himself when really in general, fucked himself because he didn't
That's
think
right.
about the long-term thing. You guys could have been making 250, 300, 500 a year just
I
on
agree.
this, let
I
alone the
agree.
advertisers you could put in.
That's right. That's right. But you know what? He just, you know what? He was just like a money grabber. Like, oh my God, let me get it while I can. Let me get it while I can. Like I could picture him. I could picture him saying it to myself. Let me grab as much as I
He
can. as
doesn't
much
look
as I-
very good. He doesn't.
No.
He doesn't look very good. I remember when I first met him in person, I asked him, I was like, "Are you sick or something? Like you look like he's
Really?
very like, yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
look good.
Nope. Nope.
Maybe
So,
you
yeah.
know, maybe it's all of that bad karma and stuff
Bad
coming
energy,
back
bad
because
karma. Yeah.
I mean, I'm 45 years old and I think I look damn good because I'm a
You
happy
look
person.
damn good, girl. Yes, you
I'm
are.
wondering what
Yes,
you got
you
for
are.
me.
You're beautiful.
Happy
Egyptian
girls
curtains
are
have
the
to be
prettiest. All right, girls. I'll let
That's
you guys get
right.
on with your
That's
day.
right. All right, baby doll. Love you both. Love you both. Bye, Julie.
Heather.
Bye.
Bye, Heather.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye,
Leo.
Nice to
sweetheart.
meet you.
Follow
Bye.
Patreon. Oh,
Bye.
look at Sherry
Bye.
switched her phone around. Remember,
I
if
will.
you want more
Bye.
content from Kim,
Yep.
join
Join.
Patreon. There we
Yeah.
go.
Bye, honey.
Bye, guys.